Hello. It is Friday, April 26th. Um, I took a couple days since Emerge to kind of gather my thoughts. It was a really stressful week doing the Emerge conference. We didn't get picked for the top 25. And Sean was really pissed, and I'm upset too. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot to complain about. I'm not gonna complain though. It just didn't feel like what we expected. But we did get some good contacts. I think I left the conference with I think I said this before the conference. I really try to, when I'm heading into situations that have nervous energy and that are like unexpected, um, good or bad, to realize that it's never going to be as good or as bad as it is in my head. Like I'm making up reasons and stories for why it's going to be good or bad, and those reasons and stories are often far more exaggeratory, far more outlandish than reality. So reality was, we probably pitched to 100 potential people. I'd say one person like really fell in love with us and started introducing us to other investor friends, and that may be something. We kind of don't know at this point. She's super nice. We love her, but we're kind of still understanding what she's looking for, and um, it's I think we're still trying to. I mean, Sean's really hell bent on getting 100 customers before we raise money, and I don't know. He's right. It's a good idea long term. I'm a little nervous. I just want to like. It would be nice to have some money because then it would validate some of this. But um, I think in the long run it'll be better for us. It's just we're in the last 5% of this. Like I'm literally integrating Stripe right now into the website. We set a goal of May 1st, have it up and running, have the website up and running, then we can start selling it. So it's been stressful trying to get all that done, and we're still having trouble so processing some of our data automatically, and that kind of stuff needs to be buttoned up, and so it's just it's been a lot, and we're kind of onboarding Cameron right now, and he's been doing great. I mean, it's hard to catch up to everything, but I think he's starting to find his like swim lane, which is good. Um, the thing I took away from Emerge is that I'd say out of the people we pitched, let's say 20 of them said that they were let's say that they were investors in real estate or in the real estate industry, and I would say about 10 to 20 to 30% of them like said, oh my god, this is amazing, we needed this for several years. So it doesn't necessarily mean that they know every product on the market and know that it's so much different and know why. um, but it did give me enough energy to go, okay, this is like something. This is we're going somewhere with this. This is eyes are opening for this. Jaws are dropping for this. This is a good thing. And so, despite not being picked, and having more exposure to investors and having better conversations with investors, they were very aside from like one or two, they're very vanilla, very just like high level. I think for a lot of them, they only fund Series A, Series B, and it's all fine. It's just I didn't know what to expect. And you're at this conference and you're walking around, and like there are literally hundreds of people that have a tag that says investor on them, and they don't care at all about you. It's kind of interesting. And they might only invest in certain properties or certain companies, not in property, not in real estate. They might, a lot of like things that I'm assuming that they care about that they probably don't. But it's just weird, like that you're trying so hard to get a meeting with these people, and now they're just walking around you, and you can't really get them to like care about your thing in front of their face when they have nothing else to do that day. It's like I don't know. I'm not gonna focus on that part because that's kind of depressing. But I will focus on the fact that the few people we had longer than 5 minute conversations with, um, really liked it. And I feel like it's because they started to get it. Maybe they hung out longer because they were interested. Chicken or the egg. But I think overall, um, I think we're gonna start like you know I don't want to give away the full thing, but we're like gonna start heading in one direction, um, long term, and I think it's gonna be very smart for us. We'll see. I think there's an opportunity in the market that will allow us to make a big impact. How are we going to do it? All the specifics around it. I think we're still working that out, so I'm not ready to talk about it yet. But um, we got to get the website up. We got to get the pipeline, our data processing pipeline, all fixed. Like it's gotta get done, and so we're working on it. It's hard. These are the hard problems that we got to solve. I got to clean up a lot of the website to make it like usable. So it actually like takes a credit card and updates the user status and everything and allows them to cancel their subscription, all the stuff. So, um, we'll figure it out. It is what it is. But it's been stressful, and it's been hard to navigate. It's just a lot of competing priorities, and I think Sean and I, and even Cameron now too, have been really good about just keeping it open and honest, but also not being vindictive or being I don't know, like slimy about it. We just say I can't do that right now. I'll talk to we'll get to it tomorrow or something. Or what's the priority? How do I navigate this? I think we've been really good about not taking the stress out on each other. So I'm gonna continue that trend. I think these are the days. I'd say the next year, maybe 2 years. I think it's really important how I treat my co-founders and co-workers and how they treat me is going to impact our relationship for the rest of our life, in my opinion. I think this is it's like the most stressful times are the hardest times to be respectful, nice, empathetic, thoughtful, vulnerable. Like I've been really trying to inject more vulnerability into my opinions so that they don't come across as steamrolling or bulldozing or whatever, like that this is a conversation. Like I think I know I'm right, or I know I'm right. But me hitting you over the head with that is not gonna make you care that I'm right or want to listen or understand what my opinion is. So I've been thinking about that a lot. It's like and this is something I said yesterday to Sean. It's like I'm really glad I'm doing this in my 30s, because in my 20s I would have like thrown my keyboard and started screaming at people. Like, not that I didn't have like a temper in my 20s, but I just couldn't. I mean, my college friends would definitely say they agree with this, that I just like I had a really hard time. I think that I guess you could say having a conflicting opinion, but still being a team player and committing to the thing. And I think that was a transition I made when I was like 26, 27-ish. I started being able to like disagree, but still be all in despite my disagreement. And I think that's something you really need in this kind of situation. And I think in business and relationships in general, I think companies are the hardest because you're so focused on it and you think you're right about everything. And Sean said this the other day. It's like, it's funny because we don't disagree about how to build the thing very often, like, because usually there's like one right answer, but we often disagree about like sales and marketing and like messages, and like it's because it's like it's kind of like up for grabs. It's like it's more of an opinion piece, like of what our vision is, or separately, or there's no right answer. There's no one answer to the problem. It's unlimited answers, and I think I often try to go too far and try to pick the like more risky or interesting perspective. I think Sean tries to go more concise, but from his perspective, concise. And I would disagree. It's less concise, but you know, um, I don't know. I think it's like any relationship. It's like you got to put a lot of coins in the bucket in order to take some out later. And what I mean by that is you got to put a lot of pleasantries and niceties and respect and empathy and listening into the bucket every single day, so that when it does come time when you disagree, it's not this crazy thing that it's like it's not that you're gonna be that guy. And I think the thing I've always been worried about in my life is like being labeled. Not, I'm sure people label me in a positive way, and I guess I don't really care about that, but like being labeled in a negative way feels like forever, because people like make up this story in their head. They build up this like neural connection of like just like jumping right to that thing. Like, definitely don't do this with your kids. Definitely don't label them something, because they will start labeling themselves that thing, and they will start committing to the boundaries set by the label rather than exploring their boundaries. And so one of my deepest fears in life is being labeled something, because it just it feels like forever, because it's so hard for everybody to turn it off and start over, that when I start to feel like I'm about to be labeled disagreeable or not understanding or small-minded, um it's hard for me, because it's like I know what my opinion is, and I guess I keep saying in our meetings, it's like my opinion doesn't mean we go with it. I want to use my opinion or others' opinion as a springboard to find the actual truth to that question or issue, and go from there. And so it's like, if we want to make a big decision, everyone bring their white papers. And it sucks and it's stupid, but like, let's not all yell at each other about our opinions. Like, let's actually find the actual truth. And I think that's something that Jeff Bezos talks about, is like, we're looking for truths here, not opinions. Um, but it's so easy to get labeled, and it's so hard to break that label with any relationship. And so I don't know. I get real nervous and anxious when I start to notice someone start to label me something, because I'm usually always watching them. I'm always like so worried and concerned and like observing everything that they do. And the second they start to label me something, I immediately like try to change and not be that label anymore. It's like, it's scary, because I just feel like I know it's so much harder to beat the label up once it's there, versus like try to weasel my way around it when it's getting created. So I don't know. I think that's gonna be a lifelong. I mean, right now in therapy, I'm trying really hard to stop labeling others, first of all, but also stop feeling like if someone does label me, that means I'm gonna be exiled from Earth. Like that means like I'm done for. Like, people are gonna label me and I can't control it. What am I gonna do about it? And it's the answer is always nothing to do with them. All to do with me, accepting it and moving on and embracing it or something. But it's hard, because it's my monkey brain thinks I will be banished from our tribe if I'm labeled something bad. And that's just not true. But that's what I dream about all the time. Anyways, so that's the update. I just really trying to get this done for May 1st. I honestly don't know if I'm gonna hit the deadline, but we need some deadlines. We need to. And I'm getting sick again, which is annoying. Okay, so I'm gonna get back to it, but this was a good break to update everybody, and yeah, I still feel good. We're gonna do this. We're gonna apply to YC. Honestly, it'll be a dream come true if we get picked. I think. I mean, obviously, I want my startup to like do well, but it's just such an honor if we ever get picked to be a part of that group. So